While Yasmin and I puzzled over the latest ducky migration, Luau trotted to Bubs and did the bump thing with his paws. Pretty soon, Bub opened the door, and Luau disappeared inside. Then, Bub waved at Yasmin and me. He wants us to go over, I said. Yasmin's mom is one of the neighbors who calls Bub's house an eyesore. Yasmin shook her head. I can't, she said. Come on, I said. You can't get in trouble for standing on his porch. Yasmin didn't look sure, but she still followed me across the driveway and up the steps. What are you kids doing out in the cold? Bub asked. Now that I had talked to him once, I felt braver. Yasmin and I are detecting, I said. I don't like it much, but she thinks it's great. The missing birds, he said. I saw this morning that the partridge was back. I could imagine the wheels turning in Yasmin's brain. She wanted to leave. She was afraid of getting in trouble. But the urge to detect was stronger. What time did you see it? She asked. Bub scratched his cheek. Let's see. I got up to start the soup at about 6:45, but I wouldn't have looked out the window right away. I got the newspaper, turned on the TV, opened the curtains. That'd be when I saw the bird. The sky was getting light, say 7 or 7:15. Yasmin looked at me. So whoever it was returned the bird really early, or else in the middle of the night. In the dark, I agreed, after Professor Jansen turned off the 12-day lights at 11. Would you kids like to come inside? Bub asked. Soup will be ready soon. It's chicken noodle. The soup smelled good, but I knew Yasmin wasn't allowed. We have to go home, I said, but thank you. Did you notice anything else suspicious? Yasmin asked. Well, now that you mention it, yes, Bub said. My heart bumped. This could be important. What was it? Bub looked right and left like he didn't want anybody else to overhear. Couple of real peculiar characters, he whispered, peering into my neighbor's yard. Really? Yasmin asked. When? Just now, Bub said. Two kids. They looked suspiciously like Yasmin Pop and Alex Parakeet. Bob laughed and laughed. Yasmin looked disgusted, which was how I felt. We already know we didn't do it, I said. Bub was still chuckling. Sorry, he said. I can never resist a joke. Gets me into trouble sometimes. Besides, how do I know you didn't do it? Maybe all this detecting is part of your cover-up. Who would suspect the detective was the criminal? I didn't know how to answer that, but I didn't have to. A car pulled into the driveway. A young woman opened the door and climbed out of the driver's seat. She waved at Bub, then she went to the trunk and received a picnic cooler. Bub moved to come down the stairs. Let me help you with that, he called, but she waved him away and hauled it up the big stairs herself. She was small, and it was big. Bub introduced us. My niece Jo, he said. She's a student at the college. Did you come for some soup? She asked all of us. All of my money goes for tuition. I'd starve without Bub. Is Al here yet? Bub shook his head. He's slow today. All the holiday deliveries, I guess. I don't see how anybody can stand Christmas. I hate it myself. Bub hated Christmas? That was weird. I love it. Well, mostly what I love are the presents. I wondered if that was what was in the cooler. Heaps of presents for Bub, but that couldn't be. Didn't Jo just say her money went to tuition? Uncle Bub, Jo said it like a warning. We've been through this already. This year, your Christmas is going to be different. Now, she bounced up and down and hugged herself. Cold out here. Let's go inside. Is the soup ready?